the cat. Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another Arknights live stream. Today's live stream, we are finally getting around to episode 14. I just finished the story up, or at least I believe I finished the story up, like probably about 10 plus minutes ago. So we are finally ready to get into the hard mode stages. There's, in terms of story, there is a lot to note.
You can sleep when I'm around.
A lot to talk about.
How
The
about
fact
you
that
you don't
the way they ended this episode was honestly more of like open-ended, like heavily open-ended, extremely open-ended to an insane degree. So it's really hard to say how it will be from here on out in terms of the story. So personally, I don't know if this is the end of the arc. But given the fact that it's the end of the arc, might not be really a main episode. Could possibly be the case, but we will see. Okay. Aside from that, I don't know if I'm going to talk about too much about the story. Who knows? But we are here to do the hard mode and possibly the Inferno stages later on.
I'm not. Okay. If it's what you want to call me, Doctor, then no worries. I am. Oh joy! There's your face again, Doctor. What a great start for the day.
Oh, yeah. There's also that, but I can worry about that later. I can worry about it now. As you can kind of see here, I did finally finish. I did go into the last EG-6, which I think is the secret stage. I'm actually kind of curious here if that's actually the case. Let me go to episode 8 and see if that's the case. Yes, so EG is essentially like the secret lore. And in the case, there we go. Also, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes, 6 chapters essentially. For Act 2. So who knows how this is gonna be from here on out. There's a lot of open-ended stuff. Extremely open-ended stuff. It's interesting how the way they went about EG-6 too. And then I finally get to see like the other big picture that's been kind of going around. There's like 2 big ones that I've seen so much after the release of this episode, but not really knowing anything of why. Anyway. Let's get into Adverse, or I like to say hard mode, because that's essentially what it is. It's the harder version. Let's get straight into it. 14-2, enemy movement speed increase, and some enemies will differ. And I'm going to try to do this with 4 stars and 5 stars only. I did beat the, actual everything. Oh, okay. I did not change this, by the way, so it automatically changed to, Caster Amia. Not Caster, I'm saying Healer Amia. Can only be used once per battle. Okay. About chat being weird. Interesting, but I feel like it's so stupid making this once per battle. I'm just gonna be brutally honest. I guess
I understand.
I don't know if I want to use Caster Amia, honestly. So I was using Guard Amia. So we could try to use Caster Amia, but I'll probably switch to Guard Amia again.
I understand.
Because in a lot of ways, I feel like Guard Amia has been like the best use case and use choice in a lot of scenarios. Anyway. So we're going to use that for now, but we may change. So the amount of damage Origin does is like greatly increased. Is that what I'm getting at?
Ooh, almost we're counting on you again today, little apple.
Okay, so some things before we kind of get around to that I'll probably re-mention or re-talk about. I am not a big fan of the boss. I am extremely not a big fan of the boss, the way they've went about it. To put it lightly, I despise the mechanic a lot. Like, holy fucking hell. They really wanted to make the worst boss mechanic in Arknights. And then people out here trying to say that this is the easiest episode. Bro, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, but no. With that bullshit I had to deal with, hell no. I greatly disagree that people in some way, shape, or form think that I'm gonna probably I gotta die.
Staff is bound to my thoughts. I'm here, Doctor.
That boss mechanic was so fucking stupid. I am not a big fan of it.
What are you waiting for? It's gotta be me.
But aside from that, if you understand how to deal with her without getting spoiled, because everyone does do that because YouTube encourages that. Yeah, the boss is like way harder than any new player should face. Because it's one of those things you have to figure out the boss mechanic, and in a lot of the time you're probably not going to figure out how you deal with the boss mechanic, guarantee. So, not even talking about adverse here, by the way. The thing was, I knew what some people did, because again, YouTube. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do that without, and I could never beat it. You literally have to know how to deal with the boss, and there's a very specific way you have to deal with the boss, or you're just going to suffer. It's way too insane of a difficulty.
I'm here, Doc. Through the grim perils of the longest night, we shall breach into the promised dawn.
You'll have to try harder than that.
We can put you here.
Come from the depths of the ocean.
What's her range? She's still range, but her healing effect is... It's weird how it shows that, but it really should show the actual, like, that as well. Like, they probably should have done a lot more.
Just try me.
Mission accomplished.
So yes, I do believe there's gonna be more to the episodes. I feel like the way they've handled this, there's still Thyrsis to deal with. Like, there's so many things that it's like open-ended to the point where it seems like it's the ending, the way they've been going about it, but the reality is this is not even close to the ending of it. And it's just like, what are you trying to do, Hypergriff? Like, I'm being serious. Like, what the heck are you trying to do, Hypergriff? You're kind of like doing some shenanigans here. So I feel like the way they've handled it is weird, but I personally think just everything so far, my thought process at this point is that we are definitely going to be getting another episode for this arc. But it's very likely be 2 different arcs, especially with, like, I feel like it's gonna be weird because I thought personally that it's gonna be like this arc after everything's done with the demons. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. I think at this point this is the first arc of the pretty much Victorian War arc, and that's insane to think about. But I think that's how it's gonna go. We still have the whole terror situation with Amblana. We still have the situation with Reunion being there. There's so many other stuff. Then there's Thyrsis, and it's just like, yeah, I don't think the side episode is going to end it off in any way, shape, or form. There is way too many open-ended stuff to this that I personally don't think this is anywhere close to the ending. Anyway, I need to actually see what she does. Again, of course, she's an incantation medic, aka healer, caster healer that does damage, whatever you like to say. When deployed, all allied units have max plus 8% HP, and when skill is active, all allied units recover 2.5% more of HP per second. Let me go to... I'm gonna see class conversion. Ah, so we have the normal caster. Or is that normal caster, or is this the sword? Okay, that's the sword. Okay. So that's sword. Okay, so that's what it's currently selected. Okay, so red is what you currently select. So this is sword, that is staff, that is arts. Gotcha. I much prefer Guard Amia. At this point, I'm debating upon how I want to go about this. I think I'll just plop it down and then destroy it. I eventually switched to, like, Myrtle by, like, the very end. Because after a certain point, I was just actually, like, straight up annoyed at the game. Because, again, I'm gonna be brutally honest, I am... Oh, fuck off! I didn't want to place it down. I was straight up pissed off. Oh, so she's just so getting affected. I didn't think she was that close, but okay. I should have put it right there, but whatever. This should be fine. Like, I'm gonna be brutally honest.
On standby. Solid positioning.
Da, 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 da. Okay, I'll put it right here.
Stand guard here. Just try me. 我がについて何時にしよう。
Okay, so I don't think there's really much to note when it comes to this. Like, enough block plus true damage over time. I'm not, like, afraid of how things are gonna go. I could put down someone else. I say that. As much as I do like her, I'm gonna put down you.
Thunder roar. Come on, シェリフワーズテソロ。
どうすりゃいい。暴力じゃ何も解決できないけど、お前を料理するには十分だぜ。
Good shit.
よしとしましょう。You'll have to try harder than that.
Honestly, the only threat to this event, this story is the boss. But even then, that's what I feel like. I could be completely wrong, especially because at first I don't know the differences, huge differences enough to know. So I could be completely wrong there.
You'll have to try harder than that.
幻覚が見えるかしら。
Okay.
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますね。
Now this team wasn't the complete team I had throughout the event. I interchanged every so often. So I just wanted to mention that I did after at some point had shift, but it just didn't really
ああ、疲れた、疲れた。
have or stayed that way, especially with the boss, because my goodness, the boss. Anyway, additional suckers, rather brokers will appear, and sometimes enemies will differ. Now, I'm not gonna stream all night to get every single stage done in that verse. That's not what's gonna end up happening. I may either keep doing it until I run out of sanity, or maybe
I am ready.
depending on how long it takes.
I'm here to help.
Okay, we do have upgraded enemies here, which is a bit scary, actually. I should have taken that into account before I started the stage.
ご安心くださいまし。
I have to get serious now.
I'm gonna do this, so I say that.
Beginning collection of battlefield information.
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕み
Yeah, because when he dies, it would pretty much move it over.
We're counting on you again today, little apple. この毒は
You know what? I say that. I'm gonna probably take care of these guys. Or at least try to do some damage to them. I don't want to instantly engage, because I don't have a healer up and running.
Arbor.
Now we can do that. Get some DP going. I could lose just because I don't take into consideration how much damage they do. But, I mean, just because of how this map's laid out, I don't expect it to be that bad. Either got pretty damn lucky, or these guys have bind resistance at the stronger variation. Oh! You gotta love how it takes the short way. Instead of going all the way around with the pathing, it just goes this way. I'm gonna try to do something here with these guys, do some more damage. Wow, getting kind of unlucky there with rates with Ethan here. Okay, but it's perfectly fine. Yep, that's perfectly fine.
What are you waiting for?
Let's fast forward. Take you two out.
Show me what you got there.
Okay.
よくできました。少しは胸を張っても誰も咎めません。私の基準は厳しいですから。
Okay. Dash 5. Okay, yeah, that's definitely different. Firearm HP increase and some enemies would differ. Yeah, so the stat increase is insane. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to... I mean, I could probably do it without, but I'm going to do it nevertheless. I might bring Lise back, but I'm gonna bring in... Enforcer.
A new mission? Understood.
I think at this point, with the way the map layout is, I'm gonna definitely have to move things around.
Permission to attack granted.
Yeah, so essentially this, here, and here. This is really bad. Like, holy shit, this is really bad.
We're counting again today, little apple.
Goodness, this is really horrendous. We don't have enough time to. I say that we could do this. We should probably do it like this.
¿Crees que puedes atraparme? Ni de broma.
We'll simply have differing viewpoints.
They're gonna push it to the right. Maybe that will work. No, bring your bitch ass out. Quickly.
Enforcing. This is as far as you go. By your order.
There you go. Yep. That's barely enough to not get screwed over. Maybe. Put you down.
Beginning collection of battlefield information.
Let's see. Is that enough? No. Yes. Yes. Yes, it's enough. Okay. Well, we could theoretically here get Dopsis out, and the Red Circle of Death should be able to handle everything else. I'm gonna take you out.
Will the land shake with fury or display her mercy?
Okay.
We're counting on you again today, little apple. Amiya here. Drop your weapon.
Is there really a difference? Like, I don't see a difference at all. So, like, I don't see the point of showcasing as different enemies. I don't see a difference.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Solid positioning.
This sword do not make me angry.
Okay, not too bad. Now, some of these that I was like, maybe they'd be difficult later on, but this simple positioning, not that bad. Not that bad. Some of it, like, I never really did before, like, push that to the right. It's like, now I'm like, that's actually like a way better plan. I never really did, but didn't really matter anyway, because it's not as difficult. Which is, like I said, during, like, the survey, I'm not certain if that was the best decision to do it at the very end of an arc. At least that's my viewpoint, which you could definitely have your own viewpoint on it as well.
Understood.
But I'm in the belief that I don't think at the at tail end of the arc, or I don't even know if this is even, I don't even know what the heck they're doing for arcs and stories at this
Sooner we're
point.
out, the sooner we're on break.
Do this.
Good scenery here, Doctor.
The more defined a battle's goal is, the clearer tactics become.
I have to get serious now.
Beginning collection of battlefield information.
What should I play with you guys?
Will the land shake with fury or display?
I'm debating on how I want to go about this. Because I guess I could
Simply
kill
have
them
different
around
people.
here and then just
No
shift
more.
them. That's probably how I'm gonna go about it.
Gather around me, guys.
If you're still hesitating, Arbor, reach your hands to me.
What are you waiting? Ve a casa con tu mami. ご安心くださいまし。この毒は移りませんから。
Okay, I need to bring you out.
Cover you.
Poison.
Tell me, what's your plan?
Enforcing.
幻覚が見えるかし
Okay, I wanted to shift that. But I guess that works. No, because it's now taking.
Don't be afraid.
ら。私のことはお構いなし。
Shit.
私のことは
Yep,
お構いなし。
that's what I had
ター
feared.
ゲットロックオン。
ここだここ
I'm with you.
My turn now.
Get out.
Almost dozed
Take
off.
you out.
Show me what you got. Revitalize.
Madame Chen, swordsman, can you do it?
Don't be afraid.
This sword thirsts for revenge. I won't permit it.
Enforcing. Be careful not to fall from here, everyone.
And that's the plan originally, but they didn't really get to it, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Good shit.
They have what they uphold, and we have ours. Thank you for the willingness to realize, Doctor.
Okay, -7. Photos on the battlefield will no longer be available. Here? Oh, right, because this is where we face the, Chimeras the first time. And they get powered up. I don't know how much of a power up it is.
あらあら。そんなに私を避けなくても大
So
丈夫。
being able to shift would be good, but I don't think that's gonna be plausible. Why up there?
Good scenery here,
Huh?
Doctor.
I already have a lot of questions on the decisions from the developers, but I am not gonna worry about it too much because this should be extremely doable.
Stand guard here.
Okay, enemy actually does a lot of damage.
毒薬の準備が整いましたわ。我が蜜液が汝に死をもたらさん。
I guess I could do this.
Come on, シェリ食わせて
Actually start doing damage.
I have to get serious now. 幻覚が見えるかしら。
I have a visual.
I kind of want to, yeah, at least I would be better in this case, but yeah.
We'll simply have different.
Use you.
Arbor, reach your hands to me.
Yeah, he's gonna be powered up. He's gonna power up everyone else. I mean, this wasn't an issue to begin with anyway, so
Almost dozed off.
to go.
Almost dozed off.
Come on,
What are you waiting for?
Kind of annoying that you okay. Doesn't matter. We're just gonna do as little bit as we can here. It's not gonna be insane amount of damage, but it's still damage regardless.
one bullet each.
Look out! Here comes Greenswell!
We can do this. Yeah, that's fine.
One bullet each.
And as they start doing like over half HP of damage on this Garm, we're fine. We're fine. Granted, they might actually do that normally if it wasn't for the fact of Kyrkis. So I say that, but I'm not too worried. We have a way to stun, a shift, which is not going to be a lot, but it's going to be a little bit, and then we have ways to do enough damage that I'm not really afraid. Also, kind of showcasing Loplan's module, where she just kind of completely curb stomps pretty much everything that's a tanky mess. Granted, I feel like True Damage, I think, might be really effective here. I haven't really tested it out myself because I haven't used 6 stars all that much at all, aside from Trust Farming, and even then that was only with Rizadel and Logos. Granted, I also used True Damage with Reedy, but that's like not consistent enough. So I think True Damage is the weakness of these enemies, a lot of these tanky enemies, but I just haven't really used characters like Monster S3, well, Kelsey S3, but...
Doctor, thank you for always supporting me. Our battles will only get harder from here, but we can't give up.
Oh, you know what? At the end of the stream, I'll probably showcase the trust farm I've been doing, with this, events. Granted, I am kind of also disappointed for the farming maps. Like, granted, I think the point they're trying to go for is that the materials you can farm, or the only way they like this right now. I don't know if they're gonna instantly change when it end of the event. Like, will it change materials itself, or is it just gonna be the same? If it's gonna be the same, I'm gonna be disappointed. That's all. Especially when you consider what episode 13 materials have, and then look at those, and it's like, that's the only place you can farm those materials? That's kind of stupid. So I kind of hope that when they go back, that the materials that we can possibly farm are some from the episode 13 specifically that are better. I would be kind of disappointed. But yeah, so this is the stage I've actually been trust farming in, by the way. What is the... I didn't even check what this one... Okay, see how it's for. Enemy HP increases, some enemies would differ. This one isn't insane, because a lot of these earlier stages you can essentially easily cheese, I guess, or abuse the mechanics, I guess would be a better way of saying it.
You people.
You could let this be here, but from my experience, no. we're not gonna do that.
Ooh, let's gather around me, guys.
The game also gives you like enough time. I mean, a lot of this is kind of like self-explanatory stuff that, for aside from new players, I don't think really matters too much. But for those that don't know, well, now you know.
Oh, these lost souls on the battlefield. I offer them to you.
Enforcing. I will hear you all out afterwards.
Oh, I did not think. I thought that was gonna be like further up ahead.
Oh, we're counting on you again today, little apple.
Well, that's an issue.
Target. 6を
Oh, that's an issue. Oh, that's an issue. Kinda not.
Enforcing. This is as far as you go.
Yes, use your skill. We will do Liskarm and Lock On, so that we could get some nice damage out.
Enforcing.
Like, this is a great stage for Reedy, by the way, because you can just use her cannon wherever you want to go with.
I will hear you all out afterwards.
I could theoretically put someone here. Like at this spot here, maybe. So like if I wait until someone gets close enough, I could shift them, and it might hit this. But I'd have to kill all these enemies first. And not have anyone else die. That's the issue. Come on, die, you bitch. And let's see if this works. Nope. Well, at least I tried. I think, yeah. That was like the best I could do because it's only that far. So it's like you can't reach into this box. If you can reach into this box, you can maybe do like one enemy here, but that's not possible, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
By your order, I will hear you all out afterwards.
Charging.
Enforcing. I will hear you all out afterwards.
Okay, some shenanigans. I'm gonna put you here because we can do that.
Poison.
And then she dies. Fuck.
起動します。
I'm gonna put you down.
You are the one who 我が見ついて何時に死をもたらさ。
But that's fine, we're at the end here. We just need to stall these guys out.
By your order, I will hear you all out afterwards.
Poison.
By your order, this is as far as you go.
Please, grant joy unto me.
Mission
Yeah.
accomplished.
That was such a thrill! Can we do it again?
I could have done something else, like with shift, the pusher class, the polo class. My bad. Fuck, Hookmaster. But doesn't matter. Sarkhan's Altar Keeper HP and movement speed increased. Okay. Oh yeah, this map. Okay, so this map's one of those weird maps where it's like, in theory, this should be like extremely difficult, but like, even with me trying to think it might be difficult, especially because it's the red border, the map is actually usually like an elite stage, a lot more difficult than normal stages, in theory by Hypergriff. Not really. Like, this stage in itself is just kind of showcases, like, yeah, I can understand why people think this stage is easy, but this event's easy. Easily.
Oh
I'm debating upon how I want to go about this stage. Like, it was so easy that I over-prepared.
もし仲間が一人急に姿を消してもパニクんなよ。
I'm here to help.
Honor must be defended.
Oh, right, I forgot. Yes, I'm gonna have to put someone there to...
I come from the depths of the ocean.
Yes, put you down.
Beginning collection of battle. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Multitasking? Okay.
Leave it to me.
Dun dun. Dun dun.
My sword is cloaked in sea shell.
I guess I could do this. It's not necessary.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Get behind me.
我が無ついた汝に死をもたらさ We're counting on you again today, little apple. Whew, almost dozed off. Solid positioning. This sword. With what do I answer your failure of justice?
Don't be afraid.
Just try me. Poison. Here. I got you.
Oh! That's funny.
Poison kiss.
So you can actually shift that in there. Okay, that's interesting.
Amiya here. Your thoughts, your arts. I can cut them.
Will the land shake with fear? I remember your face as well now.
Come on, shitty quasi tesoro. 我が無ついた汝に死をもたらさ ポイズン初期化治療モード適用します Over here? I got you! ポイズンキス Over here? ¿Crees que puedes atraparme? Ni de broma. Just try me. その毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。
Don't be afraid.
Okay.
That was such a thrill! Can we do it again?
Okay, let's continue on. (14-11). Oh, okay. So what's the difference with this one? Purified, Sodom, attack greatly increased. Okay, so the enemy is gonna do more damage and just kind of be a nuisance. Got it. This is gonna be a bit interesting because I feel like this is one of those few stages where I probably would disagree on it being easy. Because a lot of the time, you could essentially get screwed over by RNG. Okay, so it's gonna force a story still. Interesting decision.
Waiting for further instructions.
I'm gonna put down you.
I'm here to help. Whew, almost dozed off. I have to get serious now.
I will stand guard here.
Leave it to me.
I shall cover you.
The wind blows through. The leaves tell stories of those who sleep.
Because yeah, they will attack anyone that's in the mist here, so like that's kind of like the worst case scenario. That's I'm like, I know about that. I'm gonna play it safe.
I have a visual.
I'm gonna have to play it safe.
The one who woke me. Here, my hook never misses. I got this.
I hear the elegy.
I also did not get this lucky, or at least I don't remember it being this lucky and absolutely him destroying. So it makes me wonder if they actually made this like a lot more stronger. These guys right here are a big threat. Okay, now it's time to put down extra characters.
Voice and target.
Okay, boy, get up there.
このだけはゆっくりと歩く。
Don't be afraid.
What should I play with you guys? For the silver rock name.
Light, heed me.
Couldn't believe brings joy unto me. 私のことは
Light, heed me.
アーツユニットチャージ中。My nerd bless me with all that hair on your head. My hook never misses. I got this.
Thunder roar.
The biggest issue is like the amount of enemies.
Solid positioning. 治療プロセス開始します。For the silver rock name. My sword is cloaked in Sea Child's shadow.
I'm with you.
Charging.
And get absolutely murks. Yeah, like I don't expect to be able to do this with 4 stars and 5 stars only, because the amount of like attack damage I need isn't fucking insane.
One bullet each.
Because he doesn't do enough to help out. And you can't really put anything in the middle, because, oh hey, here's like these 4 high-hitting fuckers in the middle. Have fun with 50% dodge, you're gonna lose, you know that. So it's like, with that alone, it's like, this is actually kind of like a really difficult map. Just like in the normal state as well, but it's not as bad as that, where it's like almost every enemy gets through, and just because of how the mechanics work, those guys are just going to be annoying. Uh... I can bring other ways for slowdown. I'm gonna go back to caster, but
What would you have me do?
damage output and stuff like that. Nothing I could really bring that would help in that scenario.
Come in, love, come in. Ooh, not too late, am I?
I can only think of is maybe Organ.
This will be a path paved
But-
with sacrifice. All these lost souls on the battlefield, I offer them to you.
Beginning collection of battlefield information.
Put you right there. We'll heal him up.
ロックオン。プログラム起動します。
Soldier, the fairy of the other side.
On your command. Received. Now, close your eyes.
On standby.
I like how it's not even on the field yet, and they just instantly do that. Now, it would actually be kind of cool if it wasn't a boss, but I feel like they... Okay, here's my theory so far. I want to say this right now because I know I've been kind of talking about it already, but because, you know, I just finished the story like that. I do not believe this arc's finished. 100%. A lot of people are saying that, but with the fact that so many things they have left to finish, and there's so much still happening that they have not even addressed yet, no matter what the whole Siege Altar thing does, my firm belief right now is this arc's not even closely finished yet. I do believe there's probably going to be more to it, because the way they handle everything, there's like too much that hasn't finished yet for it to end. And the fact that they're doing a side story as a main story release schedule makes me believe that they're gonna have 2 arcs for the Victorian War arc as a whole. And that this is the end of the main first arc. It's very likely that we still have to deal with the demons, the Zarkez, essentially. We still have 2 main forces. But we also have to deal with, Wellington, and pretty much the one side of, Dublin. I feel like it's very likely we're gonna have to deal with those 2 fronts and the rest of the dukes in some way, shape, or form. That's my thought process, because I don't read ahead. I don't know what happens in the Siege Altar shenanigans. But that's what my belief is right now, that there's still going to be more arcs to this main second arc. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. That's my firm belief.
Arts unit. Charge 中.
I'm gonna use my skill.
Before you're bored of it.
Oh, that's interesting. I never noticed that there was an enemy that actually tries to go up to Logos. The top row is the one I'm most afraid of.
If you're still hesitating, Arbor, reach your hands to me.
Thunder roar.
Okay, use my skill again.
Receive. Take a breath. Go on. It's not as if I'm crushing your throat.
So to help out, I am going to try to do something here.
Like 1 bullet each.
Doesn't matter what the game does here.
Machete's all sharp.
He's gonna die. That's perfectly fine. Because these guys are essentially just kill themselves.
Thunder roar. In your name.
Do this. I'll be surprised, because I know there's a medal for keeping him alive. At least that's what I assume, because that's what I did the first time around.
Present. This will all be over.
Yes.
Before you're bored of it.
I was not expecting...
起動します.
Okay, I'm gonna have to restart. Because I didn't think they would actually just straight up Loco before I could use my skill. I thought maybe that should probably live. Probably at least a little bit left. But no, that's fine. I do not care! You know, you think that they want to do this on Adverse, by the way.
気に入っていただけるかしら。
Oh, range. Who? Eptiker? This stage is easy, bro. Like, no idea what you're talking about, mate. Do you see my lineup? Like, what? What? Okay, you can believe that. No, I'm not gonna say this isn't easy by any means. Okay, what do I want to do about this? I probably should just bring out her again, but let's... I'm being stupid right now. Bring you out.
I will stand guard here.
Yeah, I was supposed to bring her out. Focusing too much on chat. I don't want to do... Yeah, I should probably just bring her out, just to keep healing. I'm...
Of destiny.
Okay.
On standby.
I come from the depths of the ocean.
Plus, I almost beat it already with Spectre, and I just didn't use a skill because I thought maybe she would live, but no. She gets gold.
On your command.
I probably could have keep a healer out, but no. I'm focusing on the slowdown effect and using the red mist to my most advantages as I can here. Plus, this is a no 6-star run. I've literally done all normal without 6 stars.
Receive. Now. Close your eyes.
If you're still hesitant, the land will forgive all in the end. But not now.
Let's see. Who's the next?
Yeah, this works.
Thunderstorm.
どうすりゃいい？いいぞ、もっとやれ。
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Present. Take a breath. Go on. It's not as if I'm crushing your throat.
どうすりゃいいんだ？
Thunder roar.
That's fine.
毒薬の準備が出てるかが見えるかしら。初期化アーツユニット起動します。Please.
That's fine.
To the abyss.
Watch. You don't win until you beat us all.
Literally just use her skill and just use skills better.
Thunderstorm.
I don't want to sound like a dick, but I'm gonna be brutally honest. If people are expecting me to use 6 stars and say this is easy, bro, shut the fuck up, please. Clearly I'm not using 6 stars. I could clearly just completely destroy this by only using 2 6 stars in the game, and easily destroy this, and then be bored with the game. I could easily do that, but that's not how I work. And don't just expect going to some random person's stream and then say, bro, you should be doing this. This is easy. At that point, you're just being a nuisance to the content creator.
For them, the bell tolls.
Mission accomplished.
Especially trying to figure out a way around certain enemies with that. Nah. Like, yeah, I could try to keep him alive, but he wouldn't be able to do enough damage. I would have to find a way to keep him above there, which is not possible. Especially with the enemies there that do so much high damage, especially with the constant damage as well. It's one of those that, on the surface, you would think is easy, but you just need 6 stars to do, just to easily do it. And be able to be in the red mist fields, the Orgium fields. And you could possibly easily do it that way, not have an issue. But, of course, I'm not using 6 stars. Again, I'm trying not to be a dick, but at the same time, there needs to be common sense, okay? And the Arknights community doesn't always have common sense. I'm sorry.
もし仲間が一人急に姿を消してもパニクんなよ。
Because that also, by that's a showcase that people do not understand the map stage all that well. When logos can't actually do enough, even with slowdown of characters, just to deal with the enemies. I know some people are gonna be mad, or some content creators are probably. I say content creators. I don't really know if anyone really care enough to really bother.
Collection of battlefield information.
I need to put someone down for block.
Target lock on.
Just try me.
ご安心くださいまし。この時
Land will forgive all in the end, but not now.
私のことはお構いなく。
Yes, I am. This long night too shall now end.
Plus, I don't know if the person even realized I was doing that verse. So, like, I don't know. At this point, I'm just gonna let them be stupid and let them rage. Use my skill.
適用します。
どうすりゃいいだもっとやれ。
It's kind of funny how, like, even with the buff, you still get, like, absolutely destroyed still.
Operation
Like, that could easily still happen. Like, I know some of these stages are gonna be, like, stupidly easy, but, like, there's some scenarios like that where it's, like, you still get screwed over because of weird game logic, and then, like, for some reason, if you put everyone out, then all of them die, and then these guys somehow get through, then I guess you're not really screwed then because the stat moves are so insane, but it's like, yeah. Like, I think Manticore and Ethan could probably solo these guys with ease now, but... Okay.
毒物が陰謀と罪悪に勝るだなんて。どう？皮肉な話だと思いませんか？
Styles of Inferno are no longer available for deployment. Some enemies would differ, and soul more streams are invisible. Okay. That's more of a nuisance, but not impossible to deal with. Okay. I'm probably gonna switch over to different characters here.
This will be a path paved with sacrifice.
Right. Oh, never mind. Okay. Okay, I see. Never mind. I thought this was be a lot harder than it looked. It's gonna be a lot easier than it looked. Okay. I was kind of expecting it to be a lot harder, but I am not gonna be mad.
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますの。
Like the damage output for these enemies, I'm not really gonna be mad about.
I will stand guard here.
You'll have to try harder than that.
Yeah, there we go.
Operation commencing.
Can you do it?
Receive.
And I know a lot of people are gonna feel like this is too easy and they're not gonna have any interest in it, and it's like, that's fine, but I don't agree with that. Like, if you have a full team of 6 stars, this is gonna be easy. Yes. But a new player that just beats in chapter 1, yeah. There's a reason why I'm very critical of Hypergriff with the move that they did for this episode. They tried to make it easy, but in a lot of ways, they have failed certain parts of the stages where I could easily see where new players have incredible difficulty doing anything with. And then you just have so many people say, but it's so easy, bro. No. It's not as easy as people make it out to be for new players. Like, yeah, it's gonna be easy if you have a stacked account or just a built account. And that's why that's the critical part I have of this event. Its story. Especially certain stages where, like, that one is like, yeah, I could produce 6 stars. I have dealt worse. I have dealt with worse stages than anything with that Logos. I could use a healer, but it'd be more beneficial to slow down the enemies as much as I can. And so on and so forth. I could talk about that Logos stage as much as I want, but there's way worse stages that I have done with that a lot of people would never ever try to do. Compared to, I'm kind of like in the top echelon of clears in Arknights when it comes to what I have done before, like Herald EX-8, no 6 stars, or do an entire event with no 6 stars. Just look at the 2 event, especially those later stages where people went baby rage on some of them, and I'm like, yeah, difficult, definitely difficult, but I did it with no 6 stars. So when it comes to that scenario, there's gonna be some people who think it's gonna be easy and that will say that. But the thing is, it's like, let me do it. I will do it. It's not difficult. I can agree with you. I could easily just make it easy for me. But, like, not that much of a worry. Especially, like, in going to random streams and saying it's easy doesn't necessarily mean that everyone who's gonna have it easy. You dash to the core to okay, skeleton, defense increase. In a lot of these stages, I know I'm gonna be beating a dead horse continuously talking about this, but I don't believe a lot of these stages are easy, especially on adverse. I feel like we're keep going, like, we're talking about how easy the event is, but I'm doing adverse, so I'm expecting it to be a lot more difficult. But even then, from my experience outside of that, I still kind of disagree.
Depths of the ocean. お待ちしておりましたわ。
beginning collection of battlefield information.
These are, okay, so I'm gonna talk about these guys. These guys are really interesting. And I kind of like them. Like, I didn't like them at first, but then I started to, like, go use them and then use certain characters, and I'm like, I actually like these enemies. They're unique because you would generally think that, with how Arknights is, you want to destroy things as quickly as you can. And so if you're not killing them, something's wrong. But because of how they built these enemies, I have, of course, not seen how the rest is. They share HP. So the more damage you do, the more damage you get, the faster you get this thing out. Which in turn means it is, in a way, really easy to deal with these enemies if you have enough AoE and you're continuously doing enough damage. And then consider, like, if you have, like, an AoE range, the better. I mean, this is a caster, but she's not really targeting the, actual, like, major threat.
Solid positioning.
There we go. We're gonna save our characters. I think we might, okay, yeah, so it's gonna stop right there.
毒薬の準備が整いましたわ。この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますので。Can you do it?
Take you out. Put down a healer.
Take a breath. Go on. It's not as if I'm crushing your throat.
I have a visual.
And then having someone do multiple hits, like blue poison here, or the 4-star variation, can't remember her name right now, can work really well against these enemies.
Can't just be all grown.
Mission accomplished.
こんなに怖い戦場でも判断力、集中力切れなかった。ドクター、かっこいい。
Okay. For Penumbral Soul Husk, attack speed increase, and some enemies will differ. Okay. I think with enough healing, this shouldn't be too bad, DPS-wise.
You people, I don't think I'll even remember your faces after this one. Anyway, let's just get started.
By the way, I did try to use Fang Altar. And while I kinda liked the way they went about Fang Altar, at the same time, I tried.
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますので。 我が熱液が汝に死をもたらさん。
If you're still hesitating, I can give some if the land will forgive all in the end. But not now.
Solid positioning.
Poison kiss.
Little late to the party.
この毒は
Mm-hmm.
あなた方の命を蝕みますので。
All
stand by.
Okay.
On your command.
幻覚が見えるかしら。
どうすりゃいい？暴力で何も解決できないけど、お前を料理するには十分だぜ。
この弟子はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますよね。
待ち伏せ This will all be over before you're bored of it. Watch. Let's see. Who's the next sap getting duffed up?
Okay. I think we'll be fine. Can put you right there.
You are the one who woke me. 私
我が血液が何時に死をもたらす。
received. This will all be over
Okay.
before you're bored of it.
Get behind me. 我が血液が何時に死をもたらす。
Please, grant joy unto me. Please, let me know.
幻覚が見えるかしら。
Mission accomplished. Wow! Incredible! I've got the urge to snap a formal salute just to show my respect.
Okay. 14-17. This one was a little tricky doing it for the first time, but shouldn't be as bad. Kind of debate on what I want to do. I'm gonna go with the Vanguard here just to get people out. I'm gonna go with the normal Myrtle.
There's a mission? I wanna go!
I feel like the most challenge would probably be the boss, but if it's like how I figured it out eventually, we actually should be fine.
I do hope none of you
It is gonna be a lot of micromanagement.
Gather around me, guys!
I come from the depths.
AoE also is probably gonna be like really nice. 16, 17. Oh yeah, I need put someone here. I probably should have done Spectre, whatever. I'm going to do that. I'm gonna put you down.
Beginning collection of battlefield information.
We're counting on you again today, little apple. Operation commencing. What should I play with you guys?
You'll have to try harder than that. I'm with you.
Let's look at all that hair on your head!
Take you out. Put you down. Is you.
I remember your face as well now.
Use your skill.
真っ暗になってねえか。幻覚が見えるかしら。
Watch out! Here comes Greatwell!
ポイズン。この毒は
Rissy, stop fooling about and do as I tell you.
ポイズン。
Grant joy unto me.
ここだここ。俺が見えないだろ。我が報いて汝に死をもたらさ
待ち伏せ準備できた。 What are you waiting for?
Like, heed me.
私ここ
On standby.
Use you.
アーツユニットチャージ中。私のことはお構いなく。
Good shit.
Good scenery here, Doctor.
Thunder roar.
Oh, I didn't even check what the challenge mode was. Okay, well, I now know it's long redeployment time.
Present, this will all be over before you're bored of it.
Well, we did it. First try. I had the hardest stage in this event. Event, I say. This is more or less not an event, it's a story chapter, but whatever. Compared to, like, past adverse, yeah. This is probably tied to or the easiest in terms of, like, normal adverse stages, not counting Inferno. Okay. First boss. The enemies have greatly increased HP, attack, and defense. So this one is essentially, from what I found, yeah, putting people all over the place, but it really is just healing and damage. There's a little bit of tankiness, but, like, that's not a necessity. You just need to get enough damage output to be able to handle certain threats.
マップと敵座標の DMA 設定を適用しています。
So I don't expect her to lose. I'd be kind of annoyed. I'd be greatly annoyed if she lost
Scenery
at
here,
the start.
Doctor.
Because I'd be like, bruh, okay, they're definitely pulling a lot of stuff out of their ass now. Because it's not a bad thing, but it just kind of showcases that was the case, then the difficulty increase. I think I had her right here.
Solid positioning.
I will stand guard here.
Arts unit チャージ中。 Can you do it?
I really should have brought with me a fast redeployment, something or another, to that line. I guess I have both these guys on this meta row.
I have to get serious.
That'd be a better idea.
ポイズン。
If you're still hesitating, I remember your face as well now.
幻覚が見えるかしら。
Get behind me.
I want to try and kill this guy. Probably both with Harmony.
I shall give my all to you.
Received.
I'm gonna wait because now we have this dude to deal with. But yeah, so essentially, Spectre has this, Wizalter has this, and everyone has the middle two. The middle two are going to be the most activated, which is actually the plan anyway.
Received. Stop flailing about and do as I tell you.
Can you do it?
Good shit.
What are you waiting? Look down.
You should be able to handle this enemy by yourself.
Received. Now, close your eyes.
Good shit. Now the biggest threat's out of the way. Yep, that's what I say the biggest threat of this map is that specific enemy. Not the boss. That specific enemy. That last Maelstrom Stone shenanigan. Okay, I'm gonna need to have something else for damage output.
Humbly return to the abyss.
Okay, boy. Let's do this!
ゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますの。私、ここ。この時、ゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますの。この時、ゆっくりと。Now, close your eyes.
Okay, there we go.
幻覚が見えるかしら。
You did your best, bro. Yeah, it's like after you figure out the mechanics, this is kind of an easy map. For a boss. Like, probably one of the easier bosses in the game. Way easier than Thursa, I'm sorry. This is an easier boss than Thursa. 100%. At the same time, the biggest threat is ironically the enemies themselves. And they knew what they were doing by both of them specifically, not the boss in any way, shape, or form. Now we'll be kind of curious to see what they do in the future with the Inferno side of things. But like the Chalice of Regret is by far the most difficult enemy. This is the boss. I know, kind of joking aside though. That's how I feel. The boundless, the possibility limitless. Free noble soul husk greatly increased. Okay.
Let's go!
No.
I'm here to help. I have to get serious now.
I will stand guard here.
毒薬の準備が整いましたわ。我が蜜液が汝に死をもたらさん。幻覚が見えるかしら。
Almost dozed off. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
I shall cover you.
Great. I was trying to do some shenanigans, but whatever.
I remember your face as well now.
Don't be afraid.
I have a visual.
I need to get, you just go. I want to get her out.
I'm with you.
Take out, like, the biggest threat, honestly, the middle. Which I guess is not really that bad, but whatever.
This will all be over before you're bored of it.
Don't be afraid.
Target lock off. Almost. I have to get serious now. Almost.
Take you out.
You are the one who woke me.
I'm with you.
Come on, Sheriquan tesoro.
どうすりゃいいんだ。
I'm with you.
どうすりゃこれが見えないだろ。
Okay.
Don't be afraid.
Present, stop flailing about and do as I tell you.
Revitalize.
Alright, I forgot. That's something that spawns in.
In your
Okay, yeah. Take you out. Put you down.
Can you do it?
どうすりゃいいんだ。目の前真っ暗になってみた。幻覚が見えるかし
Now, close your eyes.
Good shit. That's the map. Another stage where harmony is actually pretty damn good in. Like, sometimes there's points where I'm just like, oh, okay, that works in my favor. But in this scenario, like, 100% harmony is, like, really good in this episode. Just because of her AoE arts damage. There's, like, no limit to it. I mean, same thing for ambushers. Ambushers are pretty good as well. It also makes sense for them to kind of, like, balance that with the release of Aslam beforehand. Granted, in the far future, that's not really the case, but by that point, we'll probably have, like, a lot more options. Granted, this is not, like, a... I don't think these enemies are that strong compared to... Especially some enemies released in episode 13. Boy, some of those enemies are worse than the boss. Episode 13. Okay, so I'm guessing this is the... No, this is not the boss yet. This is the Logos Part 2. Now, this stage is way easier than the other Logos one because you're... Like, last one, you didn't have a lot of room to work with. Now you actually do have a lot of room to work with. Which, my goodness, that is a surprise. I know, I'm kind of being a dick, but...
Waiting for your call.
Oh, almost dozed off.
Bro.
We're counting on you again today.
Period. The reversal of finality.
That's annoying, because I just wasted a spot.
In your name.
I don't think we really hear this song again. I just want to mention that real quickly.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
I have a just try me.
You are the one who woke me.
Oh, I have to get serious now.
I will stand guard here.
You'll have to try harder than that.
We're counting on you again today, little apple. 待ち伏せ準備できた。
どうすりゃいいんだ。いざもっとやれ。
Will the land shake with the wind blows through?
Gather around me, guys.
Oh, almost dozed off.
Just try me.
Okay.
Waiting for your call. Soul, the fairy of the other side.
Can you do it?
Okay. And he should die. Great way to stall out, game. I like how you just full on face, like, this is essentially a bot trust in a stage that new players are have to deal with. But it's kind of funny to think about. I wish this song played more in this episode, because this song actually rocks pretty damn well.
Waiting for your call. I hear the elegy. Hearing it. The reversal of finality.
Come on, シェリ食わせてソロ。
Now this is where things kind of get a little tricky. Because, like, the game does kind of just send you a lot of shield guards at you.
I shall cover you. Thunderstorm! Light, heed me!
I hear the elegy.
Here's my skill.
The fairy of the other side.
Revital!
Can you do it?
Good shit. That's not as strong as episode 7's, but still a little scary that he can still do that. But when I tried it on like the normal stage, he didn't even do like a quarter of HP to Lopsis, so I was like, oh, they definitely downplayed that skill. I don't know if they downplayed his like first stage melee attack, but they definitely downplayed that range. Okay. Now it's actual difficult time. I'm not looking forward to this. This Tharissa is the most difficult thing. Amaya must be to your Scrod? I never saw this before. I already did it too, like what? Wait, hold the fuck! Hold the fucking phone! I already did. I already, like, you would think in Adverse they wouldn't force you, but okay. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. That actually works perfectly, by the way. I will switch. No, I'm gonna keep Harmony. No. I can't remember now what I did. You know what? You know what? Actually, I'm gonna use both. I'm gonna use both Lazai and Harmony. The main goal is to defeat everything on the field that's already on the field. Something about Inferno mode that I'm kind of curious on how well I can do it with no 6 stars. Because the 6 stars, you can burst damage her and eventually kill her before anything much spawns and just completely ignore the entire map. The issue is the other enemies. Because you have to eventually deal with them anyway.
This will be a path paved with
Now, I don't think anything's really changed. So I think the first thing I'm going to focus on is trying to take out some of these, other enemies. Oh, I forgot about that. Shit. Okay, that's fine. This might not be first try, by the way. Like, I'm generally, like, I feel like I am going to have to retry multiple times here. Because this is, in some ways, mechanically worse than any of the bosses I hate so far. And with the way I'm talking, yeah, I'm not a big fan of a certain mechanic this boss does that I find to be somehow worse than anything this game has done. And while I can understand the thought process of trying to add a mechanic where you can't just steamroll and you have to be smart or have to understand how to deal with it. But let me bring out Harmony. I want to deal with that. This is one of the scenarios I think also having a fast rate of play is probably a good thing. Like, we're not doing a lot of damage to her. We don't want to kill her right now. We want to deal with everything else. Doo-doo-doo. We are going to do this as a bait. I did that way too fast. I did that way too fast. Fuck. My brain was like, yeah, we'll be fine. I'm doing it. I did that way too fucking fast. Whatever. My main goal is to try to deal with certain enemies and try to save as much as I can for phase 2. The issue is I might be too slow because I need enough damage. Especially right here. I'm not liking the damage output we're doing.
This will all be over before you're bored of it.
Don't be afraid.
We could do this. Now we can start doing damage. The issue is that we're not doing enough damage over here. That's the only issue. Yeah, so she's already starting to do a bit of her mechanic already. This right here is why I hate this boss.
chance. Don't be afraid.
Okay, this is gonna be a bit scuff.
In your name. Joy unto me. Humbly awaiting your command.
Okay, that should work.
Beginning collection of battlefield information.
And now we pretty much just bomb rush the enemy. If we can actually, we're gonna have to wait until her skill's up. We could actually get instantly destroyed here, because we took too long. How much do we have? 10 seconds.
Or display her mercy.
We're gonna have to do this now.
Madame Chen's swordsmanship flows within this weapon.
If you're still hesitate, Arbor, reach your hands to me.
Okay, I need you out. Hopefully I'm not too slow. And this is it.
Anya here. Do not make me angry.
Get behind me.
On your command. Received. Take a breath. Go on. It's not as if I'm crushing your throat.
On standby.
And this is getting a little too skos. We got it. How to make the easiest bust easy because the game doesn't tell you and you just hope and pray it works. It's somehow fast. I did second phase faster than normal version. There we go. So yeah, that's how you deal with it. It's like after you figure that out and how to easily cheese, it's easy. It's easy, and I hate that it's easy, but it's easy. Okay, now we don't have to do any of these other stuff because we already technically did, and I think that's also yes. I know. So the only two I don't have unlocked is the first two, which is based around, I think, the Inferno stages here. Okay. That went, really quickly. I mean, 2 hours, but still. this point, I'm just grabbing everything I can before I forget. Okay. I guess it's time for Inferno stages. Stop the march of the Nachiza. Is that Nachiza? Continuously deal true damage. Okay. So there's blocks. Depends upon how many blocks you have, honestly. Because if you have 3, we can end up creating a chokehold at a certain point. It comes down to what to expect and like that. Okay, we're going to go into it. No guarantee, but we have 8.
敵の身分には興味がありませんが。
Good scenery here, Doctor.
Okay, this might actually be a little too easy, depending upon factors, other factors, specific factors. Like, are they like? I don't think they're ranged. Oh, okay.
Get behind me.
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。
That's a lot of enemies.
Almost dozed off.
我が見つえた汝に死をもたらさん。
I come from the depths of the ocean.
Poison.
Gather around me, guys.
Solid position.
この毒は
Use a skill? Not use a skill, but oh. Well, at least I know that how strong those guys are.
Don't be afraid. You'll have to try harder than that.
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。
I will stand guard here.
I'll be genuinely surprised that this is all we're getting in terms of like the difficulty.
私のことはお構いなし。
Revitalize.
On your command. Received. Take a breath. Go on. It's not as if I'm crushing your throat.
Just try me.
Will the land shake with fear? I remember your face as well now.
初期化治療モード
Shit.
適用します。
Revitalize.
The damage output on the enemy is what's causing me to lose here. Yeah, it's this guy. These enemies are just hitting so hard.
「作戦行動中に問題が発生しました」「システムを再起動してください」
Okay. Turning units. Okay.
Ammunition? Understood.
Um. I guess we could do both Ethan and, Manticore.
分かった。
I have an idea of placement. We could go about this.
I am ready. Set out.
I'm here to help.
All these lost souls on the battlefield. I offer them to you.
Gather around me, guys.
I will stand guard here.
Well, I thought I had an idea, but I don't think it's as great as I thought it was gonna be. But I say that. We could actually funnel a lot of enemies in and kind of destroy them.
Gather around me, guys. Sensuku. 開始.
We all simply have differing viewpoints. No more.
私
I like the idea, but I need to
You are the
get it
one
properly prepared.
Arbor, reach your hands to me.
I need more DP. I need to get things out quicker.
We're counting on you again today, little apple. Poison.
On standby.
我が見ついて何時に死をもたらさ
Enforcing. This is as far as you go.
ターゲットロックオン。この毒はゆっくり We're counting on you again today, little apple.
By your order. Be careful not to fall from here, everyone.
Oh, great!
Thunderstorm.
開始します。Gather around me, guys. 待ち伏せ準備で
One bullet each.
Be careful not to fall from here, everyone.
If I killed him a lot quicker, if I got people out quicker, this wouldn't have been an issue.
Thunder roar.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Light, heed me!
Humbly await.
There's no escape.
Whew, almost a thunderstorm. I'm with you.
Enforcing the struggle with an ideal to support it is far from meaningless.
一気脈内製法縦貫放煙参加
Yeah, I need to get people out quicker, so I don't have to worry about that. That would greatly reduce the amount of damage we're taking, and it just, yeah, we would actually kind of do things and destroy people. Okay, who am I not really using? Harmony. We just need to get DP going and going ham quickly. Then we just need to go with DP, okay? We just 100 instant. Not really, but the more time we waste, the worse this is.
You got me. Ooh, oh, we're counting on you again today, little apple.
相手のターゲットは誰かな。
毒薬の準備が整いましたわ。我が三つ液、汝に死をもたらす。
誰が戦場で旗を武器にするんだよ。
This battle is by no means out of animosity.
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。
I will stand guard here.
We're counting on you again today, little apple. 我が三つ液が
And you don't kill quick enough.
Run!マップと適座標の DMA 設定を適用しています。少々お待ちください。Gather around me, guys!
主の名を掲げ、この旗の下へ集え。
ご安心くださいまし。この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。
問題ないよ。これで分かったでしょ。
Beginning collection of battlefield information.
This battle is by no means out of animosity.
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。I have to get serious now. この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。
Enforcing, I will hear you all out afterwards.
信号は安定。誰が戦場で旗を武器にするんだよ。
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。
信号は安定。いつでも行けるよ。
On standby.
I have to get serious now. 幻覚が見えるかしら。この毒はゆっくりと なた方の命を
A struggle with an ideal to support it is far from meaningless.
我が三つ駅は汝に死をもたらさん
Get behind me.
プログラム治療プロセス
暴力じゃ何も解決できないけど、お前を料理するには十分だぜ。
If you're still hesitating, the wind blows through. The leaves tell stories of those who sleep.
Enforcing. I will hear you all out afterwards.
準備
Thunder roar. Light, heed me.
Yeah, they just do so much damage.
By your order. This is as far as you go.
ご安心くださいましこの毒は移りませんから
There's no escape. Light, heed me.
Enforcing. Enforcing.
Yeah, the damage output I need
I'm with you.
and the amount of damage they do is fucking ridiculous.
ごめんなさい出来損ないで
But I think I know what the game wants me to do. I think I know what the game wants me to do.
見捨てないで
I'm here to
戦術支援システムオンライン
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
毒薬の準備が整いましたわポイズンキス
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
我が三つ駅が汝に死をもたらさん
どうすりゃ俺が見えないだろう。
信号は誰が戦場で旗を武器にするんだよ。
ポイズンキス
Hope you gather around me, guys.
I have a visual.
We all simply have differing viewpoints. No more.
I will stand guard here.
虫伏せ準備
Thunder 罪に裁きをご来光庁
That's perfectly fine.
Enforcing a struggle with an ideal to support it is far from meaningless.
位置につきましたよしとしましょう
アーツユニットチャージ中 We're counting on you again today, little apple. You are the charging. Please, grant joy unto me.
If you're still hesitating, Arbor, reach your hands to me.
Please, let me know.
Thunderstorm
Enforcing. I will hear you all out afterwards.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Be careful not to fall from here, everyone.
Thunder roar
Enforcing. I will hear you all out afterwards. Enforcing. A struggle with an ideal to support it is far from meaningless.
Thunderstorm
By your order. This is as far as you go.
You are the one who wrote me. Please,
Light heed me
Get out. Put you down.
please, return to the abyss.
Be careful not to fall from here, everyone.
I'm with you わかりました
By your order. This is as far as you go.
Giant, but
毒薬の準備が整い
the amount of DPS I need is insane. The amount of damage also the enemies do is also insane.
位置につきました来訪の本質は己が内面と大地を一体化するところにここでいいや
Yeah, there's just way too many enemies that hit way too hard that are way too tanky.
作戦行動
I'm
中
John,
問題が発
but
生しましたシステムを再起動してください
I had it decent, and then when I had her left instead of downwards. If I had her downwards, I think we would have been possibly that would have been it.
それじゃあ出発しようかみんな僕のルートに沿って行動してね
I'm tempted for it. Well, actually, I think that would be a bad idea. I say that, but I think it'd actually be a genuinely bad idea.
名を掲げこの旗の下へ集えこんなセリフを一度言ってみたかったんだ
薬の準備が整いましたわ。我が三つ駅が汝に死をもたらさん。
I have to get serious now.
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。
ここだここ。
I keep making that mistake. I need to put this right here. That wastes a block.
ターゲットロックオン。この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。
Beginning collection of
これで分かったでしょ。
Gather around, guys.
アーツユニット起動します。ポイズンキス。我が三つ駅が汝に死をもたらさん。
Get behind me.
この毒は
即戦即決。
Gather around me, guys.
信号は安定。いつでも行けるよ。
We all simply have differing viewpoints. No more.
ポイズンキス。
I have a visual. If you're still hesitating, Arbor, reach your hands to me.
どうすりゃいい。俺が見えないだろ。
Don't be afraid.
Who died?
They come from light. Heed me.
Bruh, I hate this so much. There's a lot to this that I just kinda despise. I'm trying to do damage, but there's like no one to really do damage. And then everyone just dies that can do damage.
Thunderstorm.
By your order. This is as far as you go.
ここだここ。目の前真っ暗になってみるか。
Thunder roar.
Enforcing. Be careful not to fall from here, everyone.
毒薬の準備が整いました。
You just go.
完了しまし
Oh
た。
my god. Yeah, that's the thing, is that everything just dies instantly.
This is as far as you go.
Don't be afraid.
Enforcing. This is as far as you go.
Who died? Ethan. Of course he dies. And then the one that has the stupid healing dies.
By your order. I will hear you all out afterwards.
This is a good showcase of just how strong these enemies are.
Light, heat, thunderstorm.
Oh my god.
Revitalize.
I'm here to help.
I'm with you. Thunderstorm.
Ooh, don't gather around me, guys. You are the one who woke me. Please, there's no escape.
Thunderstorm.
There's one more enemy left. I would be able to do this if I don't mess up at the beginning. It's just that very like beginning, I need to not mess up with the placement for blocks,
They must.
because then I get an extra one, and I can stall out even more. I think this is doable. It's just gonna be a lot of stalling. It's essentially going to be a massive, big stall fest. But we'll only do a few more attempts, and I think we'll probably end the stream off here. And I might, if I don't finish this soon, I'll save this for a different stream. So.
Let's go.
I'm already messing up.
All these lost
Actually, you know,
souls
I'm
on
gonna
the
restart.
battlefield.
Just that small of like me already messing up, even on not placing anything, can make a huge difference in all the stages. That's like, yeah, I'm just gonna restart. Pretty much every second counts.
This will be a path paved with
The sacrifice.
Go 安心くださいまし。この毒ポイズンキス。我が三つ息が汝に死をもたらす。
信号は安否は悪いね。僕は別に信徒じゃないよ。
Gather around me, guys. この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。
You are the one who woke me.
治療モード適用します。この毒は
Take her not for valueless ones.
And she died. That's annoying as hell.
Battlefield information.
Gather around me, guys.
Please, let me know the results. 雷語を聞きなさい。
We'll simply have differing viewpoints. No more.
On standby. 罪に裁きを。ご来豪聴。
信号は安定。これで分かったでしょ。
If you're still hesitating, Arbor, reach your hands to me.
ここだここ、俺が見えないだろ。
問題ないよ。
Get behind me. Don't be afraid.
Good shit.
Light, heed me. よしとしまし。大砲の本質は己が内面と大地を一体。
Be careful not to fall from here, everyone.
ここだここ、暴力じゃ何も解決できないけど、お前を料理するには十分だぜ。
Revital.
Yeah, way better use of my skills.
治療モード適用します。
Light, heed me.
I come from the depths of the ocean, humbly awaiting your command.
I'm with you.
Grant joy unto me.
By your order. Be careful not to fall from here, everyone.
Don't be afraid.
Enforcing.
Hey,
I
Elysium.
will hear you all out afterwards.
どうすりゃ今はもっとやれ。
I'm with you.
位置につき罪に裁きを。ご来光庁。
By your order.
Come on.
I will hear you all out afterwards.
Thunder roar. Light, heed me.
毒薬の準備が整いましたよ。
Be careful not to fall from here, everyone.
幻覚が見えるかしら。
Enforcing.
Revitalize.
待ち伏せ準備でき
真っ暗になってねえか。
This is pretty much GG. They just need to eventually kill the spinner dude. Okay, I think this is pretty much it. We killed the spinnet fidger.
しましょう。よしたちの罪に裁きを。ご来光庁。
This is as far as you go. Enforcing. A struggle with an ideal to support it is far from meaningless.
Good shit. Good shit.
Thunderstorm.
This is as far as you go.
Yeah, it's better to just completely ignore and try to split yourselves apart. Just because of how much damage the enemy does, it's just better to make everyone go in a single file line than trying to do whatever you can to use the Vortex to your advantage. On top of the fact that the Chimeras just do way too much damage, with the fact that it's changes to arch damage.
位置につきました。
Enforcing. Be careful not to fall from here, everyone.
No, 6 stars, that's not much of an issue because you could easily just blow your load and you'd be fine. But in this scenario, with obviously no 6 stars, that's the better way of going about it. And then using the blocks to your advantage by making them go back and forth so you can relieve some pressure and just stall out. Okay, 14-2, the Maelstrom, a Shadow Royals relentlessly drawing in hatred. What time is it? We'll look at this, but I think we'll probably, if we don't obviously finish it, I'll probably just save this for another stream. Okay.
I'm here to help. あなた方のためにプレゼントを用意しましたの。 気に入っていただけるかしら。Oh, almost gather around me, guys.
Okay. I'm not entirely certain on the best strategy here, especially because of these guys. I could easily just weaken these guys over time.
Beginning collection of battlefield information.
I need DP, I need DP, I need DP, I need DP, fuck. That is not what I wanted to say.
Today, little apple.
ここだここ。いいぞ、もっとやれ。
私のことはお構いなく。
Okay. Let me do that.
なんたる屈辱。行きなさい。あなたは戻って猛省しておきなさい。私が敵をすべて食い止めますから、もう行きなさい。
This one doesn't look too insane. It really is just understanding how to deal with the biggest threat of this map, which is going to be those flying foes.
I am ready. Set out.
I'm here to help.
Aside from
Do
like
we have to compensate for damages incurred in combat?
相手のターゲットは誰かな。
Gather around me, guys. 毒薬の準備が整いましたわ。我が蜜液、汝に死をもたらさん。
これで分かったでしょ。
this is the one that's like I think having like Colopsis would probably be a better idea.
アーツユニット、この毒はゆっくりとあ
Not
なた方の
Colopsis.
命を
What am I saying? Let's Scarm.
Almost dozed off.
What the fuck? How the what the fuck just happened? What the fuck happened to Ptops's HP bar? She went from 100% to 0 instantly. Huh? We'll try once more, but if that happens again where she just gets instant KO'd, then yeah, I'm gonna stop.
I am ready. Set out.
相手のターゲットは誰かな。
Waiting for further instructions.
I'm here to help.
問題ないよ。いや悪いね。僕は別に信徒じゃないよ。
Almost dozed off.
I don't know how I feel
毒薬の準備。
about
I have to get serious now. アーツユニット、じゃ幻覚が見えるかしら。
This battle is by no means out of animosity.
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を虫治療プロセス開始します。
yeah.
信号は安定。これで分かったでしょ。
The damage output from that alone, yeah, I think I'm gonna start using 6 stars.
行きなさい。あなたは戻って猛省しておきなさい。私が敵をすべて食い止めますから、もう行きなさい。
Yeah, that damage output is fucking insane. probably what I'll do. Change a few outbursts around. This will probably be the last attempt. What's up with YouTube chat? I'm not worried about anyone commenting. It's just that for some reason YouTube chat is having a hard time connecting. I'm genuinely kind of curious on what the heck is happening.
Is this the rendezvous point?
But yeah, damage output. It's kind of insane,
Shouldn't
actually.
we consider marching routes other than on the ground? The more defined a battle's goal is, the clearer tactics become.
Get your skills going, guys. Try to focus on survival, and go from there.
This is the bath.
Solid positioning.
Beginning collection of battlefield information.
Yeah.
Who will you choose? My power is all yours now.
Yeah. The damage output is ridiculous.
We're counting on you again today, little apple. I come from the depths of
That's fine.
If you're still hesitating, Arbor, reach your hands to me.
待ち伏せ準備できた。
On standby.
Just try me.
Yeah, this one just seems like how much AoE damage can you do? Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, he went through because I just don't have enough DPS. Yeah. Oh my goodness. If it wasn't for the fact of just the amount of, like, the fact of how tanky these things are, I think I'd still be fine right now, and this is actually doable. I just need more DPS. I don't think that is something I can end up doing.
One bullet each.
Yeah, it's like I'm probably gonna lose because of the mole storms. Like, I could do enough damage.
Doctor, I shall protect you.
Come on,
毒薬の準備が整いました。我が報いて汝の死をもたらさん。ポイズン。
I would say probably... I don't know. I don't know what would technically be the best option here.
幻覚が見えるかしら。
Humbly, I care not for valor.
Yeah, it's really just these Maelstorms.
俺が見えないだろ。
Yeah.
Emergency squad, retreat with the injured operators. Everyone
I
who
have
can
enough
stay
healing now that
Follow
that's
me and
not an
hold back
issue.
the enemy.
It is really just as simple as the enemy hits fucking hard as hell. Not really. What am I saying? No, it's these fuckers. The Chalice of Morality and whatever the other one was. Just because they exist and they're so tanky. My goodness. I didn't realize it'd be that tanky though. Like... Honestly, I wouldn't really know what would be the best bet. Unless I did something like Mjolnir and just get Mjolnir out and just have him like face in or something like that. I don't know. I mean, that's my grounding thought process at this point.
They all still believe that blood is.
I need only do as the manual said, yes?
I know I said I was gonna stop, but
The battle.
I just want to try one more time here.
Please
You know anything
realize
about me?
you
I am stubborn.
I have to get serious now.
Fudge girl up here.
This is the battlefield.
いや悪いね。僕は別に信徒じゃないよ。
Solid positioning.
I will stand guard here.
All those.
My power is all yours now. I have to get serious now.
Wakarimashita.
これで分かったでしょ。
You are the one who.
Fuck, I did it again.
Please, let me know the results.
I have a visual.
I messed up.
If you're still hesitating, I can give some advice. If you're still hesitating, Arbor,
I have to get serious now.
Yes.
You'll have to try harder than that.
Gather around me, guys.
Blade wetted again.
Who's going where? Oh, he's going forward. Okay.
It will be over before you feel it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Mjolnir is gonna be probably the best counter.
I come from the depths of the ocean.
One bullet each.
Yes, it will be over before you feel the pain.
どうすりゃ牙をもっとやれ。
Ulute, my power is all yours now. Humbly awaiting your command.
You'll have to try harder than that. Thunderstorm. よしとし、リベルクライ製法。Juhan's joy unto me.
どうする暴力じゃないと解決できないから、お前を料理するには
Okay. So, as my theory thought process had,
Come on, シェリ食わせてソロ。
good shit. I know it's two characters introduced, but this kind of showcases where it's like true damage in this is really fucking good.
Over before you feel the pain.
Mission accomplished.
And then Nightingale, with because of the fact that she doesn't have to worry about
Wow,
arts.
incredible! I've got the urge to snap a formal salute just to show my respect.
Okay. Good shit. I was like, I probably could do it, maybe with the introduction of Mjolnir, but I didn't know that was going to be as easy as just adding Mjolnir to the picture, and was enough. Okay, burn and burn until the last shred of soul is exhausted. So I'm guessing this is oh. So enemies all over the place. Okay, so this should be the Revenant. Gotcha. Okay, well, I am going to stop here. I think we'll save the last two of the Inferno stages for another stream, possibly tomorrow. It's not going to be too long. I don't think so. I mean, I kind of first tried Adverse Thursa, but before that, I got absolutely destroyed by Thursa, and so I was like, okay, I just need to go around her first phase a lot better, and then completely thrash her in the second phase, and that is totally doable. I'm expecting that to be the same case for Dash 3. We'll see. The Infernos, I wouldn't really necessarily say the Infernos are easy. They definitely showcase the difficulty, but I feel like the enemies are gonna be worse than the bosses. I feel like the bosses are gonna be, ironically, opposite of, like, episode 12. I know flashbacks for people who did an Adverse episode 12, but I'm generally being serious here. Episode 12 is like a good showcase of the developers just going ham on making sure the boss is the biggest threat. They kind of did that for episode 13, but I feel like that's better suited and showcased with episode 12. Especially, I know, episode 12 is kind of like the best example of that. Okay. Well, I'm gonna finish off the secret side story stuff maybe do a little bit of hit in front off stream
Oh,
here.
joy. There's your
But that's
fix
kind
again,
of
Doctor.
what I'll probably end up doing
What a
here.
great start for the day.
And collect all of verse stuff. Done. And yes, I did that without Logos and Wizardel. So for those that are wondering, yes, I have both of them. Logos I got from a daily summon. Wizardel is from the main head on scene session. I don't have both of them maxed out by any means. I do have her at least the rest. Oh, I say that. Actually, I'm gonna. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna. There you go. Don't know why I don't have that set, but yeah, without those two. I do have Logo C2 as well. I just haven't worked on his module or anything like that. Okay. I don't think there's anything that I need to note. Story-wise, there is a lot to talk about. Maybe I'll kind of go over it some more. I think it's interesting to kind of see and know the truth of Civilite Eterna. The thing about Civilite Eterna is that everyone was kind of wrong in talking about Civilite Eterna with, you know, with Babel, because it was Babel still. Because she died, but she was brought back to life. But she wasn't really died. She still was herself. It wasn't until the very end. I know this is kind of spoiler if you haven't read the story. But at the very end, she was still alive. Essentially thanks to the Iridium and the fact that Iridium is data. So essentially her whole self was still there. So she didn't die. It's kind of like the FNAF thing where it's like you die, but if it was a tragic, very agonizing death, you don't really die. Your soul gets like combined with whatever you were with. FNAF stuff. But it goes to showcase that that doesn't always mean death, because at that point that character is in a sense still around, still alive, quote unquote, but not really. So Civilite Eterna is not that case, because at the very end she finally passes on, as well as with every single Sarkaz. Pretty much confirms that every single Sarkaz, while they died, they were never fully dead. They were essentially purgatory. In a sense. Not like purgatory as you think most people think of purgatory. Regardless, it is a purgatory-like state. And they finally all passed away. I think it's kind of interesting how, like, the last screen of her with the other Sarkaz, she's, instead of white, she's all in black. But the EP-6 is essentially her final moment. Just curious to see if in the future does everything go all right, you know? There's a lot of interesting lore bits with that too. I know I was going to end the stream off here, but I think it's really important to note of these certain specific things. It's like there's a lot that went down. It confirms certain things and kind of confirms that certain characters probably won't be playable because the IS might be more canon than we believe. I think IS-4 nowadays, IS-4. So here's my thought process on the IS. I don't know about IS-5. I think IS-5 is more what ifs, kind of like some of the others, but not fully to the same extent. But at the same time, I kind of think with IS 5s. They're more of like what ifs of what certain things would happen and what would change because of that. Anyway, regardless, IS2, all of it's canon. All of it is canon. It's pretty much just Phantom having to go back, pretty much taking out the trash. Can't really fully do it because he needs help with Rhodes Island. And he was able to escape because he made a deal with a playwright. And that, the canon ending, essentially the very end of the story is the playwright, the fourth ending. So he escapes, yada yada yada. That's why I've been really harping on the fact of getting an IS expansion of IS2 anyway. I expect that we'll probably see more of the Phantom, yeah, we probably will see more Phantom, but more so seeing the Crimson Solitaire in some way, shape, or form with Playwright. That's what I believe. Anyway, IS3 is the first thing is canon, everything else is not canon, but is more of lore stuff of what could have been. That's more of the what if scenario comes into play. IS4, at this point, thanks to EP-6, I think, even more so that kind of makes me think this is the way. I think every single ending's canon. I actually believe every single ending is canon, but it's one of those things that doesn't happen all at once. So, like, we already know what the first ending is. McGowan talks to the god, and yada yada yada. They have the permission to go forward. Later on, Fuckboy gets corrupted, and they have to eventually deal with him. The big threat of the North kind of shows its ugly head. And then eventually, you have to full-blown deal with the major threat. You deal with it. And then now they have access to the ring. And then with the ring, they finally found a way to use its technology for the benefit of them. But they actually go to the very past against war. They come back. I think for the most part, everyone kind of lives. It was like or at least to extent, I feel like. I feel like if they ever do a story of that, it'd be more like kind of as big, as important as the second arc here, in terms of there'll probably be people dying and probably take a separate episodes to complete type deal. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but if they were, that's what I can envision. And then they eventually get the fuck out of Dodge, get out of there, and they use that technology for the future, which eventually ties into, I believe, eventually Infield. I think it's safe to assume. But where does that fill into the line of other things? Who knows? At this point, I do not believe we are anywhere close to the ending of this arc. I think we're gonna have two miniature arcs. The beginning of this arc, Sakia's retreat. I think Thyrsis and the Gru and co of that group is still alive and kicking. Now we have other threats of the other, like the Tarans and like that. I believe to an extent everything right now is not finished. If it was finished, we would probably in the story at the end would be hinting at suggesting of stuff to come. I do not truly believe that this is the end of the arc, unless I get proven wrong because of Siege. Siege Alter in that event. I will be reading that event and seeing what the hell happens in there. But it feels like they're definitely, like, saying that this is not the end. We have still yet to deal with Thyrsis. We kind of just like, oh yeah, we're gonna deal with Thyrsis, but then stop there. Like, clearly, he's still there. Clearly, he still has the shard. Clearly, there's more to go on. Which actually starts to make sense now, because it felt like things were kind of advancing really quickly. But while I feel like the next arc is going to probably be like a few episodes, I think we'll have to see. Like, there's so much things that it's like, now I'm kind of interested because the next PV makes me think that it's similar to the first two PVs. So if you don't know, there are like major PVs that I call like the Arknights main story PVs. PV01, PV02, PV03. We just had PV04 roughly 6 months ago in CN. Now my thought process at this point, PV1 and 2 was for this first. Let's actually go to the story thing, just so it just makes sense for everyone. So over here is the main thing. We have PVO1, which focuses on this. Then PVO2 focuses on this. All of these episodes. That's why I believe PVO3 is, of course, this. All of these stages. But we had PVO4. We are not done with the current storyline we're in right now. That's why I believe Act 3, that's what I'm thinking right now, Act 3 is going to be based around PVO4, which continues on from this point onward. I originally thought, and I think many people did, that episode 14 was it. Done. Donezo. We're done with the war, done with literally everything the story has to offer at this point, and then we deal with a new threat. I don't believe that anymore. At the very end, with how things went, I do not believe that anymore. I truly believe at this point PVO4 is the continuation with Act 3 that features still the same story. How things go from there? Who knows? We know to an extent, it's very likely that the rest of Cosdale will eventually have to, or at least people of Sarcasm have to eventually retreat to Cosdale at some point, but we still have to also deal with Thesis, so there's going to be some point with that. There's going to be some point working with Siege and trying to deal with the Dukes, dealing with Mblana. 100% we're going to have to deal with Mblana at some point. I think it's safe to assume that everything going on, they're probably going to have to work with Siege and like that. And there's a lot to it that it's like, I don't think this is the end. Even though I know there's a short story that comes after with Siege, also like that, but I still do not believe that's the end. I think they're taking their time because they want to spice up Act 3 as kind of like the ending, like essentially a few episodes that features around the main climax of this Victorian War arc. And I think they're going to do the same thing what they did with Act 2, where they're going to do a lot with the game and pretty much hype shit up, especially with adding a bit of flair to the main menu theme like most gacha games sometimes do. Which they did for Act 2. So that's what I'm expecting. Now, will that happen? I don't know. I don't know. It seems like there's more to it. We already know that with, let me go to Intermizai here. Lone Trail, that this is way in the future after this arc, after this main storyline, that at some point, we're going to end up working with Columbia or with Rhine Lab to be able to deal with the shard that Thyrsis has. It's very obvious that that's probably going to be the climax of having to work with other nations to stop the shard. I think that's safe to say. That's why I think that there's still way more to this current arc. And just say, I keep saying like arcs inside of arcs, but I should just say acts of the arc. That's like, this is the second arc, but we're going to go into Act 2 essentially, or in this case, out of all acts, Act 4. That's safe to assume at this point. So we already know certain things are going to have to evolve with Rhine Lab. 100%. Now, I originally thought it's got to do with Stepharis Navis, or, you know, like the next arc would be something else, but we're not to that point. I think with everything and how everything is right now, I think it's safe to assume that I thought this was the end, because no one was saying anything about it ending or continuing, and I just assumed it was the end. And then with Siege Alter and like the main episode, that's what I kept thinking, and now it's like, no. This is clearly not the end. I think they're just taking their time to really hype, spice up, and go ham for the next act. What will happen in the next act, I do not know. We could probably still see more deaths. We'll probably see more involvement. Like, at the very fucking end, you had 9 and Chin Alter meet up. Like, this stuff with Chin Alter we haven't seen yet. I do believe around that time we probably will get, like, an altar for Chin Alter. Like, I mean, we already have that. What am I saying? But I could see another one, honestly. Or something with her. Huge involvement in this arc. I feel like we have barely gotten her and kind of being, like, one of the main heads to look at when it comes to Arknights. I'm expecting more with her in the future. We just barely have it. There's a bit of here and there. But it's something that I kind of remember. I'm like, holy shit. Like, we really barely got Chin in the arc. Anyway. If you guys did enjoy today's live stream, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, /follow. In the description below is Discord, so do please go check it out. Aside from that, go to your summons, go to your shining team, be safe and be healthy, and I will see you all in tomorrow's live stream as we continue on. I don't think there's anything else to mention. Alright. Peace.